What's up, fam? So here I am with another video. I'm back on prep and stuff like that, and I've been posting a lot about prep and tips and tricks and like what prep life is like. But I realized that a lot of my followers are not competitors or have been competitors or don't want to compete. They're just not, that's not what they're doing right now. So I kind of wanted to make a different sort of video, and this is more of like geared towards people, I guess, beginners in the fitness world. And quite honestly, even if you're not a beginner, you may take something away from it, because these are kind of tips and tricks that I've like learned over time. I remember when I first started going to the gym. I mean, I was always an avid gym goer. Ashton and I always went to the gym together. We'd go 3 to 5 days a week, but I just basically like followed him and just did whatever he did. I didn't really like create my own workout plans or anything like that. I just, whatever he did, I did, and then I added cardio. I was just in there to just go through the motions, if that makes any sense. So when I started, decided I was gonna like make the change, make a plunge, and really change my diet, which is the first step to really seeing results. I also, wanted to take it a little more seriously in the gym. The way I did it, I did a ton of research. And I think that helps you. One of the biggest things that people are afraid of is not knowing what to do. So research it, okay? Know what you want to do. Okay, so fitness tips for beginners. I've just kind of made a list of the most important points to hit for you guys. So first off, you need to start with a vision or a goal. You can't get anywhere if you don't know where you're going. So figure out what you want to accomplish. Are you looking for muscle gains? Are you looking for weight loss? You just want to tone up? You just want to be healthier? Find out what that is, and then you can create a training program around it, okay? What helps someone stick to it the most, I think, is having a buddy. I have Ashton, whenever I first started getting really serious in the gym, he kind of was like, that's dumb, but he learned to he molded with it, okay? So having that person there, that you can kind of be accountable to, really, really helps. If you can't have a buddy or an accountability person, I suggest keeping a journal. And I say this about everything, but I journal my food and I journal my workouts just so that I can keep track. In the beginning, I used it to stay on track, but now I use it to basically go back and see what worked, what didn't, what was I doing then, what am I doing now. So I have journals from 5 years ago when I first started, my whole fitness lifestyle and whatnot. And sometimes I go back and read them because I want to see what I was doing. It helps you see and gain perspective. So definitely try keeping a journal. I think it'll really help you stay on track. You can see what you've done, and sometimes we don't see results right away and we kind of lose sight of what's going on. Next, make sure and take pictures. Don't focus on the scale. You can weigh yourself if you want. Don't be obsessive over it. The scale lies, you just never know. I don't trust it, and I haven't weighed myself in almost a whole year. I just don't care anymore. So the best thing to do is really to just take pictures, because you can go back and see the differences in that. My phone is blowing up. Another thing to really think about is that this shouldn't be just a 4-week fad diet workout plan. This is a lifestyle change, so you need to think of it that way in order to be able to stick to it long term. Because if obviously you want to set small weekly goals and say, this week I'm going to make sure I go to the gym 5 days a week, I'm not going to skip it, that sort of thing. But it's a lifestyle change. If you want long-lasting, long-term results, you have to say, this is the way I'm going to live my life. This is how I'm going to be. End of story. There's no exceptions. You don't say, oh, I'm just gonna skip the gym today. I mean, if you have a valid reason, okay, life happens, but you're not just gonna skip just because you don't feel like going. It's a lifestyle, you do it or you don't. So whenever I start with new clients and stuff, a lot of times, depending on who they are and what their goals are, I will put in these little sneaky comments and stuff in their workout plans and stuff. And one of the things that I like to always tell people is that when you get to like week 3 or week 4 of your workout plan, this is where most people quit. This is where they say, you know what, fuck it, I'm done. And let me tell you why. It's because that first like 4 to 6 weeks of a new training routine, first of all, you're just getting into it. Second of all, your body is probably not responding. The first week, you might like lose a little bit of weight and see a little bit of difference, but then it's really slow after that. And you have to work yourself over that hump. You know, you can't just quit. So a lot of people, they don't see results and right away, and they quit at that 3 to 4 week mark. They're like, this isn't working. No, it is working. You just can't see it yet. You know, other people might see it on you. That sort of thing. I keep saying that a lot, that's annoying. Don't give up. Trust the process. The changes will come. I already kind of mentioned this a lot, so along with goals, you want to have like a long-term vision goal of what you really want to do, and in order to do that, you want to set small weekly goals. I talked about this in my last vlog too, about New Year's resolutions and how people, you know, they look at the big goal and they don't set these small target goals. You want to do the same thing whenever, you know, this could be a resolution if you want it to be. You want to do the same thing. That way you're not getting frustrated, you're not like taking on too much at once, if that makes sense. This is like one of the most important things. These are all really important topics, but this, I find so many people get frustrated, they fail, and it's because they don't have an action plan. You need a plan every single time you're going into the gym. You can't just walk in there and say, I'm gonna wing it. I can do that because, and quite honestly, I don't even like to do that. But if I have to, I will, and it's because I have so much history and experience that I can just come up with stuff, you know, right on the fly. I haven't sit on the fly in a long time, since like working in a restaurant. So have an action plan. Whether you have a coach that's giving you a training program or you're creating your own training program, there's so many resources online that if you've never been to the gym, you can do it on your own. You just have to take the time out to research and know what you're getting yourself into, okay? Bodybuilding.com is one of the main resources that I like to use, and I always refer people over to it. You can actually go on bodybuilding.com, type in your age, your weight, what your goals are, and it'll give you like a variety of plans that you can follow. That's a great option. You can also kind of mold it to yourself as well and take one of those plans, change out the exercises. They have a whole, like a Bible of every exercise known to man. So if you have like an exercise that your coach has given you or your trainer has given you and you're not quite sure how to do it, you could actually search it on bodybuilding.com and they have like how-to videos on everything. Like, it is never ending, okay? So definitely try that out. I highly, highly recommend it. And even if you have a plan and you're not exactly 100% sure of how to perform everything, I still suggest checking out each exercise before you go into the gym, the day before, so that you know what you're doing, you have an action plan. Having an action plan allows you to not be like lost when you get to the gym. You know what you're doing. Have it written down. I actually like to screenshot it on my phone or type it up in my notepad. That way it's easy to get to. Lastly, I think a lot of beginners really struggle with this one, and that is they're really self-conscious about what other people think about them in the gym. That's like number one. Everybody says the same thing. And my answer to you is don't be. Like, it's plain and simple, don't be. Because let me tell you that no one else is really actually looking at you. They're all so concerned about what they're doing and what they're into. You think people are staring at you, and even if they are, you know, quite honestly, they're probably just trying to figure out what you're doing and they kind of want to like copy you. I've done some really strange exercises that I felt a little self-conscious about in the beginning, and then I find people doing them the next week, like totally copying me. I'm like, stop, you know? So go out there with, you know, just get in your zone, whatever you have to do. Put headphones on, focus on what your plan is for that day, and just pretend like no one else exists, because quite honestly, they don't give two craps about what you're doing. They're just there to get their stuff done. You know what I mean? I don't ever look at other people. Quite honestly, most of the time that I go to the gym, I don't even know who was there. you know? Obviously, I don't live in like LA and I don't have like tons of fitness friends or anything, so I'm not worried about people coming up to me. However, because I'm at the gym so long, there are a lot of people that will come up to me and say hi, ask me questions, that sort of thing. But I just get like blinders on and I go in there and I get my stuff done. You know, focus on something, maybe like, sometimes I even will have like a to-do list to get done in the gym. And by that I mean like come up with YouTube ideas or Instagram ideas. Like have something to keep your mind busy while you're doing your workout. So you're not really like, you know, kind of like, oh, what's going on over there? You know, losing track of where you're at. So those are my tips for beginners. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs up if you liked it. I'm also thinking that I'm going to film a how to start a meal plan from scratch, so that basically if you don't have a coach, you don't have a trainer, you don't have someone, you know, helping you with that, it just basically the points you want to hit and what you need to worry about. Comment below if you want to see that. I'm probably going to film it in the next day or two, so stay tuned for that. If you have any questions or anything, leave them down below. But for now, thumbs up if y'all enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, guys. Don't forget. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.
I was good on my own, that's the way it was.